Hello, NBA fans. Daily news about the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm a fan of the Lakers show and I hope you'll subscribe to the channel and give it a like. The Lakers play poorly and are defeated by the Phoenix Suns in their first preseason game. The team is disheveled and lacks chemistry, and fans are concerned about this roster, which played without LeBron James and Luka Doncic. But with the return of the two stars, will the supporting cast be enough to be a playoff and Western Conference Finals team? Dalton Knecht isn't capitalizing on his opportunities, and his performance in the first preseason game was disappointing. Knecht had an inconsistent performance in the loss to the Phoenix Suns. He will certainly be traded. There's no reason for the Lakers to keep an unproductive player. Dalton Knecht was traded midway through last season to the Charlotte Hornets, but the trade was cancelled. Los Angeles Lakers. It's hard to imagine Dalton Knecht, in his second year, avoiding a trade when Rob Pelinka starts in 2025-26. Knecht had a brutal summer season with the Lakers. The 24-year-old averaged 10.3 points per game with horrible shooting a pitiful 27.9% from the field and 23.8% from three-point range. Dalton Knecht was traded midway through last season to the Charlotte Hornets, but the trade was cancelled. Los Angeles Lakers. Dalton Knecht, in his second year, will be hard to imagine avoiding a trade when Rob Pelinka starts in 2025-26. Knecht had a brutal summer season with the Lakers. The 24-year-old averaged 10.3 points per game with horrible shooting numbers, shooting a pitiful 27.9% from the field and 23.8% from three-point range. Dalton Knecht is a trade option to bring a solid player into the rotation. Beyond Knecht's disappointing play, there are few other players that just make as much sense as he does when it comes to being included in a trade package for a championship pursuit. With the Lakers in win-now mode, they will undoubtedly be eyeing upgrades before the NBA trade deadline. Even with Knecht's trade value dipping, the Lakers will still have few other young players they would be willing to include in a deal as sweetener. Bronny James is certainly not going to be added to a trade anytime soon. It might not even be a case of Knecht adding value to a trade. It may just be as simple as his $4.0 million salary being used to make up the difference in acquiring a player alongside the rest of the package that Pelinka and the Lakers would be sending out. Knecht's main value to the team on the court is his shooting. That was not enough to reliably keep him on the floor last season. The 2024-25 rookie faded out of the rotation by year's end due to defensive concerns. The fact that Knecht could not get playing time for a team that was desperately crying out for rotational help says a lot. The Lakers improved that department this offseason. With no guaranteed path to the floor in Los Angeles, Knecht's playing time will most likely have to come elsewhere. Painful Rui Hachimura truth the Lakers face this season. Rui Hachimura helps the Lakers win, but he's also their best trade asset. The Los Angeles Lakers are a better team when Rui Hachimura plays, particularly when he's on the court with Luka Doncic. Unfortunately, Los Angeles's most realistic path to acquiring meaningful talent during the 2024-25 season is to build a trade package around Hachimura. It's the unfortunate reality that Los Angeles is already encountering as it's forced to decide how Hachimura best helps the team reach its goal of contending. Hachimura is preparing for his fourth season with the Lakers, which acquired him via trade in January of 2023. The team has yet to miss the playoffs since adding Hachimura, who has acted as the well-rounded forward they need on both ends of the floor. With Hachimura entering the final season of his current contract, however, the harsh reality that his greatest value may be as a trade asset is beginning to set in. Just when it seems as though the unfortunate right choice is to trade Hachimura, however, further context is applied to the situation. He isn't just a starting caliber player, but one who has responded well to head coach J.J. Redick and perfectly complements Doncic on both ends of the floor. Hachimura is the Lakers' ideal fifth starter, its best trade asset, and a 2026 unrestricted free agent, a recipe for an agonizing season. Rui Hachimura, a valuable starter and Lakers' best, realistic, trade piece. Hachimura has responded favorably to the drastic changes Los Angeles has undergone over the past year. He excelled under Redick, answering the call as a corner-crashing forward who turned in a second consecutive season of elite three-point shooting. Hachimura's corner three proficiency was one of his calling cards, as well as a driving force behind the belief that he can excel alongside Doncic. Hachimura shot 41.3% from beyond the arc, including a stunning figure of 44.5% on 110 corner three attempts. He also averaged his most offensive rebounds per game since 2019-20 and solidified his status as a reliably energetic defender. Compounded by his uncanny ability to get the Lakers out of a rut with athletic plays on either end of the floor, Hachimura quietly helped set the tone for the team's success. Unfortunately, with the Lakers unwilling to trade Austin Reaves, Hachimura is the most valuable trade asset on the roster. He has an expiring salary worth $18,259,259 that should put him right in the range of a surplus of high-level players Los Angeles may target this season. Hachimura is also talented enough that a team could be willing to complete such a trade based on the return it would be receiving, an arguable separating factor from other Lakers in his pay range. With this in mind, Los Angeles will soon have to decide between exploring the full extent of Hachimura's potential and trading him. It's an unfortunate position for the Lakers to find themselves in just as chemistry is being established, but it's the unfortunate nature of expiring salaries and limited trade resources. Los Angeles may yet find other paths to improvement, but as it presently stands, Hachimura is both the best option to round out the starting lineup and the Lakers' most tradable asset. Lakers' next big trade must have a surprising goal in mind. With team-friendly contracts soon to expire, the Lakers need to add cost-efficient up-and-coming talent. Hinks first. The Los Angeles Lakers need to make a decision before the 2026 NBA trade deadline about how they value Dalton Knecht. If they find him to be an essential piece of the puzzle, then playing time must be provided to their most productive up-and-coming player. In the event that Knecht is phased out of the rotation, however, he must be replaced by another up-and-coming talent in the most important trade the Lakers can make this season. Los Angeles has benefited immensely from the team-friendly contracts it signed several key players to in previous off-seasons. Many are due to expire in 2026, however, with the likes of Rui Hachimura, Austin Reaves, and Gabe Vincent all eligible for unrestricted free agency. Even DeAndre Ayton and Marcus Smart, who will make less than $13.3 million combined this season, will have player options that they could decline if they play well in 2025-26. Compounded by the fact that LeBron James will be an unrestricted free agent in 2026, the Lakers could have a surplus of money to spend. That makes the presence of cost-efficient talent all the more important, particularly among the more developable players. Knecht is one of the players who balances cost efficiency and upside as a productive 24-year-old wing entering the second season of his rookie-scale deal, but his fit in Los Angeles is undetermined. Lakers must prioritize cheap, up-and-coming talent on the trade market. If the Lakers ultimately decide that Knecht factors into their future plans, then they can proceed with confidence without needing to trade him. There are still other areas in which they must improve, but a redirection of priorities is a separate conversation. In the event that Knecht is labeled as a player who no longer fits what the Lakers are looking for, then trading him for another developable talent on a team-friendly deal will be essential. Los Angeles is currently playing only two players more than $20 million per season, Luka Doncic and LeBron James. Hachimura is third on the salary cap table at $18,259,259 and Reaves is fourth at $13,937,574. Their relatively low figures have created the opportunity for cap flexibility despite having two max-level salaries on the books. That luxury will disappear this coming summer when Hachimura and Reaves potentially sign more lucrative deals, and Los Angeles will still have to pay or replace Vincent after that. This isn't to suggest that the Lakers will be unable to retool during the 2026 offseason, as significant money is coming off the books. Between Hachimura, James, Maxi Kleber, Reaves, and Vincent, Los Angeles is about to shed $107,323,986 in salary, cap holds aside, of course. Los Angeles could either re-sign their players or begin a complete retooling around Doncic that could result in high-level talent being added at multiple positions, or anything in between. Surplus of expiring contracts will require Lakers to adapt. Regardless of what they choose to do, the need for cost-efficient and developable players persists. The top contenders are not only flush with talent that's ready to contribute to a championship, but has untapped potential and team-friendly salary figures. The Oklahoma City Thunder are an extreme example, but the previous two NBA champions had the likes of Christian Braun and Peyton Pritchard in the same cost-efficient roles. Perhaps Connect is the player the Lakers need to fill that essential void, but an incurrence of costly salaries must be balanced by an emphasis being placed on affordable depth. As a team with limited draft assets, that means Los Angeles must make the most of the open market to offset a potential weakness. The ideal scenario would be for Connect to realize more of his potential in 2025-26, but the Lakers must keep an eye on the future of its rotation and salary cap table on the trade market. LeBron James reveals motivation for returning to Lakers in year 23. There has not been a single player in NBA history who has performed as well as Los Angeles Lakers star LeBron James in their late 30s, much less into their 40s. With his unprecedented production at his age and nearly quarter-century-long career, it's fair to wonder what makes James keep ticking every year. He notoriously spends hundreds of thousands of dollars each year on his body, so it's no wonder why he hasn't experienced as much wear and tear compared to his peers and predecessors. The Lakers held their annual team media day on Monday, and the four-time champion took the stand for the 23rd time, answering all kinds of questions from retirement to his view on the roster. Among the most interesting things James spoke about was his relationship with teammate Luka Doncic. Reporters asked what keeps him motivated at almost 41 years old, and he told the media, "I get a full season with Luka, seeing what Luka was doing in Eurobasket this summer. Everyone is talking about his body and how well in shape he is." Doncic has been drawing attention to himself all offseason with pictures of his body transformation after years of criticism over him being out of shape. Lakers head coach J.J. Redick sounded like he was indirectly calling out the Slovenian star at the end of last season when he said the one thing the team needs to work on is getting in championship shape, and his comments seemed to pay off.